Are you someone who loves the idea of playing piano, but feels you don't have the time, the patience, or the desire to spend years learning to read sheet music? Maybe you've tried in the past, but it just didn't work out. Or maybe you even worry that you're just not naturally musical enough to ever be any good. Well, I've been learning piano for over 30 years now, and as well as performing all over the world, I've been teaching piano for over 15 years. And during that time, I've picked up a few tips. And if I were to start learning piano today as an adult, here's what I'd do. After becoming familiar with the names of the keys, the first thing that I would do is start learning simple chords, specifically triad chords. For example, the C major triad chord. The reason for this is that you can actually start playing your favourite songs after learning just a handful of chords, because most modern music is made up of just a few simple chords. For example, let's just say you like the song Every Breath You Take by The Police. All you need to do is search for the chords for it on Google, and you can even use sites like Ultimate Guitar Tabs, because all the chords are the same across the different instruments. And voila! You have the chords with the lyrics. And can you see here, the chord symbols have been placed above the lyric that they should be played with. So you could potentially start singing and playing if you wanted to. For example, just using simple chords in the right hand. Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. At this point, if you're not sure of the chords, you could use a chord chart like this as an easy reference point. If you want this chord chart, comment free chord chart and I'll send you over the link so I can get it over to you. Once you start feeling more comfortable with chords, you can then start adding some rhythms. For example, every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Or chord patterns to make it sound more advanced. It can take years to get to a point where you can play all this using traditional notation. But using chords, you can skip that whole process and start playing songs you like much sooner. That's actually how I teach in the Ultimate Chords course inside my membership. We go through step by step how to use chords, rhythms and patterns to sound great on the piano without needing to read a single line of sheet music. If you'd like to explore that approach, then there's a link in the description where you can try it out free for 7 days. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for learning music notation, but you need to be careful that you don't get put off from learning before you're able to play anything that you like, which is often what happens using the traditional method. Another thing that I would do, if I were to start learning piano today, would be to have a go at improvising from the beginning as well. When I first started learning, I believed, like most people, that it would take years and years to get to a level where I would be good enough to be able to improvise on the piano. And although I was having lessons, I didn't even try for years because I didn't know where to start. But the truth is, you only need a few chords and a single scale to start having a go at improvising. For example, let's just say that you've always liked the idea of being able to improvise the blues. Well, if you memorise the notes from the A minor blues scale, which is just A, C, D, E flat, E, G and A again, and play just two simple chords underneath in the left hand, an A minor and an F major, you can start playing any of those 7 notes from the scale up and down the piano, playing around with the rhythms, and then just alternate between those 2 chords in your left hand. After all, we've been listening to music and hearing rhythms our whole lives. So if you've got a simple guideline, like a scale and a couple of chords, you can start to play around and see what happens. Just try and feel the music. You can also use chords and patterns to create your own beautiful flowing piano sounds. Or as a way to learn really cool blues riffs. For example, in my beginner blues course, people who have never played the piano before are taught step by step, without needing music notation, how to play riffs like this. And finally, I want to mention lead sheets, which are a gateway into using music notation, but unlike traditional music, they only use one clef. So you can learn to read basic notation in your right hand, use your knowledge of the song to play the rhythms, and use the chord symbols to guide what your left hand is playing. For example, here you could play the melody along with simple chords in the left hand. Then you can start adding arpeggio patterns and other flourishes to make it sound more advanced. It's a different feeling, isn't it? With a flowing rhythm supporting the melody on top. And that was just using chords in the left hand and being able to apply a pattern to them. So I completely understand how challenging learning piano can feel, especially as an adult. Traditional music can be really complicated. It's full of symbols, rules, and exercises that make it feel like you're learning a whole new language before you even get to enjoy playing. And the truth is, most of us aren't trying to become concert pianists or take grade 8 exams. We just want to sit down at the piano, relax, play beautiful music, and have fun whilst we're doing it. That's exactly why I focus on helping people learn piano in the easiest, most enjoyable, and most practical way possible, by using chords, patterns, and simple step-by-step methods that actually get you playing impressive sounding piano quickly. If you'd like a little help getting started, like I mentioned earlier, I've put together a fully illustrated chord chart that shows you all the essential chords you need to start playing your favourite songs. Just comment free chord chart below and I'll send you over the link. And if you wanted to go a step further, the courses inside the Birds Piano Academy membership are designed specifically for adults who want to learn in a modern, relaxed and structured way without all the unnecessary theory or pressure. You can even try everything for free for 7 days to see if it's right for you. So remember, learning piano doesn't have to be hard, and it's never too late to start. And once you've started learning using simpler methods and are actually able to play, then maybe down the line you can start having a look at learning traditional music notation. The trick is not to get put off at the beginning. And that's it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then you may want to watch this one, where you will learn the 7 best piano patterns for beginners. Enjoy!